All right, welcome to Tips Live. Got a few special videos that we're going to be putting out this week, and hopefully some relevant content that you'll enjoy. Today we're going to talk about, what it looks like for sellers in the housing market right now. So interestingly enough, we've talked about it on a few of our podcasts, but get the question a lot. Like, I'm thinking of selling our home. What does the market really look like? So I wanted to give a quick snippet of that. So 2019 was a year that marked uh, strong economic gains, a strong economy, a strong job market, and all of those usually translate to a strong housing market, which it did. We were facing some struggles with inventory levels. Builders were still catching up to demand or attempting to. The homes that were that were available for resale, there just wasn't enough to match demand, and we saw a millennial generation entering into the home buying market, and that had delayed that from the Great Recovery, or I'm sorry, the Great Recession had delayed some of that, some of those first time home buyers, and until later, on in their early careers or whatnot. So all of that came together to strong price appreciation and rising house values, and thus an undersupply as it relates to demand. So that was 2019. 2020 looked to be the same thing. Early on, we saw at the beginning of the year not enough demand or not enough supply to meet demand. So sellers were getting their homes prepped in that January, February time period. Generally is when we start really getting in touch with our serious sellers, and they're contacting us, and we're going through recommendations and looking to list late February, early March as we capitalize on the spring buying season. With school years moved up, that's moved up a little bit too in Indiana. So we were definitely on that path, and then COVID hit, and we all know what that led to: quarantine, reshuffling of how we do business, uh, safety wise, virtual options. Just had to adapt and had to meet our consumer needs. So the housing market coming out of quarantine was very much, or and is right now, very very hot. So now we're looking at other things going on in our society, civil unrest. We had some, protests and riots that occurred throughout the country that happened in Indianapolis as well. We're in a presidential election year, so there's a lot of things that are very turbulent right now. So while that housing recovery coming out of COVID looked to be strong, and we see a lot of sellers now putting their homes on the market, buyers that continued to look throughout COVID, um, getting beat out in multiple offers, but still continuing to look. That first time home buyer range under 200,000, things are selling lightning quick. Homes are if priced properly and the proper marketing are getting multiple offers. And even in the move up range, the luxury home range, land is, as we see people maybe consider moving to the rural areas, or just making different decisions. We've seen land go to multiple offers, and then a lot of the neighborhoods and districts in downtown Indianapolis, the Garfield Parks, the Fountain Square, Old North Side, Speedway, just continue to be hot. So that's right now, and I said it before, and I'll continue to say it, that we're looking at 30-day cycles. We're working within the month that we're in. So anybody that's looking to sell this year, I would definitely say now would be the time to really capitalize on that. You're going to optimize your sales price. We're coming out, with all of that pent up demand, and we're in summer selling season. We're entering into it. and we're in a time where we know what's happening right now. Interest rates are low, which means your buying power has also increased, maybe compared to what it was a year or two ago, because the interest rates are lower. And there's a lot of people that wonder, well, what if I can't find the house I want? Um, if I want to sell my house, but I can't find the house that I want. We really have some great options there. There's strategies that we can do, whether it be short-term housing, whether it be Plan B alternatives for that temporary housing selection. We've looking at land acquisition and then building later, um, post possession, making offers subject to finding suitable housing. Um, and then we do have some other options that we can do to get the marketing and the listing started, and then try to locate the house first. So we custom tailor it to the buyer, and this is speaking of the Indy Property Source, how we work. Um, but agents on a whole, they'll have those options. So from a selling standpoint, it's worth visiting. If you are looking to do this this year or next, I'd highly consider talking to an agent right now, um, because we don't know where we're going to be in 3 months, 6 months, because of what we've come out of. Any kind of recovery is rather fragile right now, and that's not to say we won't have a great rest of the year. We hope we do. But wanted to give some facts out there. And while our April um, and May, we were down about 15 to 20% given the area, within my board, in central Indiana, um, our listings were also down. So closings were down, listings were down. That's to be expected. Demand was still strong. So we're coming back into that, and we're looking to meet those demands. I would say if you're considering selling, please reach out to us. If you have an agent already, reach out to them. But even if you may not even intend to list, we most likely might even have buyers already in our pipeline. We might have investors that we could put a transaction together on. So I'd encourage you to at least explore your options, and hopefully this was of value for you today. We're excited to bring this content to you, and really continue to do so. So thanks for tuning in. Like the page if you enjoyed it. Send me a comment. We'll reply back, and visit us on the web at theindypropertysource.com. You can see us on YouTube and Facebook. We have pages there we post our videos to, and a lot of exciting content. So thanks, and have a great day.